There's so much to be happy about.
So much, bro. So much. It's first we'll do a little introduction. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Lucky Ocean Podcast here with me and Clean. We got a Thursday, not a Wednesday. A little different today, but Clean had work yesterday, so pushed it one day out. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Good.
Yeah, it was the end of the month yesterday, so I had to go count my entire store, which is like 297 items that I had to count. Pain in the booty, but got it done. It's over with now. I don't have to worry about it, but yeah.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Nice. Yeah. You been making any moves, man? Any stock moves, crypto moves?
Checking anything out? Just chilling. I mean, everything's like you said, so volatile. What's up, Hugs?
What's going on, homie?
Everything's so volatile that it's like, man, I don't know what the right move would be other than like just put down what I've already invested in, So yeah.
I've been thinking a lot on that too. When I had my friend come over, and like I said in the last podcast, all these lines are when he was over at the house. So I'll come out a little bit. So these lines, these two were the trend line that I had drawn for the longest time, but we broke through it. So when my friend came over and he saw me looking at charts or whatever, he was like, why don't you go back and draw like a smooth trend line from like years ago? And so we did that. And this second trend line down here is kind of where he thinks that we should be at if we didn't like print a bunch of money during COVID and all that stuff.
Right.
So I was like, that's pretty interesting because we fell heavily into it. And now we're bouncing kind of like in between this range and the other range. So we're kind of in an indecisive moment right now of, is this just like a fake rally, or is this about to like really turn back into the strong kind of like COVID type rally that we saw where we just rocket off the top and we V-shape recovery?
Yeah.
So it's hard for me as well to really put my money into anything. However, I have been continuously putting money into SoFi because I just strongly believe in SoFi. Every single quarter for the last 6 quarters they've beat, and they just beat last quarter too, making it their 6th quarter in a row that they've beat. And then also inflation came in yesterday. I want to say at negative. It was like negative 0.3.
Okay.
So huge signs of inflation turning out to not be that big of a deal. This should give Powell and the Fed some room to try to cut more this year. Who knows if they actually will, because we all know Powell and Trump have been kind of like fighting back and forth. So we don't know like what's going to happen. I think it's almost guaranteed that we cut at least 2 to 3 times this year, though. I think that has to happen at some point. I think right now it's just kind of all mind games. And when you cut, it's going to greatly help banks and lending platforms that SoFi has a lot of. And SoFi is trying to get into crypto, which Trump is trying to pass this crypto bill at the latest. I think he said August, but some are saying by the end of May. So if we actually go check out Bitcoin's been pumping. So we have Bitcoin almost back to 100,000. It's at 97.2. And then if you also check out like companies like Mara and Riot, they're doing really well. So yeah. Mara's up 7.5% today almost. What's going on?
They do mining, right? Correct.
Right. Mara's a mining company that mines Bitcoin, I want to say, and a little bit of Ethereum, maybe more than a little bit. But I own some of them. I owned them mainly as a play back when things were really pumping. I was down like 35% at one point, continued to buy down. I'm still down 18%, but I'm just going to hold. I see this as kind of holding Bitcoin, It's going to do as well, if not a little bit better than Bitcoin. So like, let's see, Bitcoin's up 3% today, 3.2, and Mara's up 7%, right? So it's kind of like an option on Bitcoin in a sense. Oh, wait, you're not even, boom. So Mara's up 7%. Right. And Bitcoin right now is up 3.2.
Which I think when everything was stagnant kind of or going down, it was costing miners to actually mine a Bitcoin.
Right.
It's very expensive.
Right.
So that's another thing to keep in mind. Like when going for these mining and other things like that, like if the juice ain't worth the squeeze, you might be sideways for a little bit or down, but I mean, last year or last bull run, we were talking about like 76,000, somewhere in between there. Bitcoin as like the high, and the fact that we're holding 100K is it's mad decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If we get to 100K, we'll be above this blue line just barely. So, and it's a big round number. I could see us kind of blowing it. I could see us going to like 102, 101 right away, and then maybe falling down and popping up and kind of like then going. I don't see us just rocketing up. But there's a bill that Trump wants to pass. He talked about it yesterday. It's called like the big bill, something stupid, right? The great big bill, something like that. Turning 36 tomorrow, so Ada has one day pumped to $4, so I can call myself a Freedom 35er. Hey,
Yeah.
no, that's crazy. So Fadi's not here yet, but Fadi's turning, I don't know how old today, and or maybe it's tomorrow, and my birthday's on the 3rd. So happy birthday to the Tauruses out there. Not that I follow any of that bullshit, but the May babies.
Hot girls follow that though.
No, all girls follow that shit.
No, they don't. Not every girl does. Mostly the hot chicks are in the astrological signs and like.
Oh, really?
Shit, like, yeah. 100%.
I like the idea of it. Like, one of the girls I was talking to was telling me about how one of the angels came down and had sex or whatever with the humans, and that's how it turned into like these signs and Pisces. Like I think the lore behind it is really cool, but to take it super serious, I'm just not gonna do that. You know what I mean? I think the lore behind it is pretty cool though.
Hugs, you do anything special for your birthday? Going out to dinner?
He's gonna sell Ada at $4. That's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Let's see where Ada's at. I think it's still around the same price it's been for about a week.
Yeah.
It's at 71 almost. Yeah. It's been there forever.
It's squeezing.
Your rising sign? I don't even know what that is.
I don't know if it's the sun's in the 13th Jupiter or some shit like that, or like whatever it is. I don't know. But like I'm an Aries, so I don't get along with anybody.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, I get along with no signs, man. It's kind of depressing. Like if I was in the single world and people are like, "Oh, what are you?" I'll be like Aries, and they'll be like, "Oh, right, see it." No. No thanks.
Yeah, brutal life, man. Brutal life. So actually, I don't know how y'all are gonna feel about this. I'm interested to see. I've been selling probably like 10% to 15% of my Tesla position, and I've put about 5% of it, or no, like 20% of that 5 to 15% into SoFi. So the other day, the board members of Tesla were talking about trying to get Elon out and get some other new CEO in. So I sold 4 more shares today. I had a total of 26. I sold 2 like a month or 2 ago, and I sold 4 today. And I bought 50 shares of SoFi because I see SoFi as a guarantee and I see Tesla as a giant risk. I think Tesla could do crazy numbers. Changing stock, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. Elon's pissing off a lot of people. The numbers for the cars are going way down. It's just it's a risky asset at the moment. That's just how I've been viewing it. Conspiracies last week and astrology this week. What were the conspiracies last week? I don't remember. What were we talking about? With the moon landing thing, not the moon landing, but going up into space.
Yeah.
Katy Perry.
Batting cage and Topgolf, dude. Have you been to Topgolf before?
I haven't. I've never been to Topgolf.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I went golfing
really fun.
Last
they
week,
have these mini games that you play.
Yeah.
It's so freaking fun. Expensive, but fun.
Yeah. It looks fun. I'd be down to go.
Yeah.
Going to the batting cage at Topgolf should be fun. My girlfriend is an Aries. I get that clean.
Yeah. Yeah. It's being an Aries is different because we're going at war with everybody. Essentially, we're stubborn and hard-headed, but at the same time, like we always worry about other people.
Man, that sounds like everybody I've ever known.
Not really.
That sounds like me. I'm a Taurus.
I know some people who do not give a crap about anybody else, dude.
Yeah, I know some people like that too.
Like there's a difference between being stubborn and being selfish.
But
And
most people feel most emotions, right? Just to differing levels. So like to say anything is like, oh, this is that or this is that. It's like you could just think about it and be like, oh yeah, that applies to me. You know what I mean? With pretty
Yeah.
much anything.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people nowadays too are like, oh, I'm ADHD because I can't focus worth a damn. It's like, okay, well, do you find yourself on your phone scrolling at TikToks all day? Like you're doing it to yourself. Do you smoke weed a lot? You're doing it to yourself.
Yeah. No, but it's saying
Born
that
in
I have
April.
trouble right now based on my astrological sign. I'm having trouble with routine, my spirituality, and self. So I'm struggling with myself, I guess you would say. Yeah.
I was kind of feeling that way for the last 8 years.
8 years.
I feel good now, though. I really do. I feel like I'm on a better path. I've been working out every day. I've been focusing. I've been trying to put a heavier focus on investing, not just like, I'm going to put away money every day and like it'll eventually turn into something. Like, as you can see, like I'm actually taking my portfolio and shifting assets around too. I've kind of changed my mind from being a regular investor to kind of a short term, like, let's try to really min max this shit type of investor.
Right. Which we talked about that. I think that's definitely a play for sure. I mean, just because you can make moves on the way up. Like if stocks are supposed to go up, if crypto is supposed to go up, like one would think, do you think we're in a bull run technically, but do you think it's like really, really kicked off?
I don't think it's really kicked off. I don't think it's kicked off until we break all-time highs.
Yeah, which I think except for Bitcoin. You know what I mean?
Bitcoin could stay flat for a while and it'd still be okay. But if we don't start seeing altcoins break out of their, at least like the previous high from a few months ago, like 5 months ago, I mean, that's not a real big bull run in my opinion.
Right. Do you think it's delayed just because of the economic impact and other things like that?
I do. I think that crypto might come back heavier than stocks come back because crypto has a lot of bills that are being passed. It doesn't get affected by tariffs. There's cities now too that are creating their own Bitcoin reserves on top of states creating their own Bitcoin reserves. And then you have countries making their own Bitcoin reserves on top of Donald Trump pumping it with Eric Trump. And there's just a lot of, I voted red. I like a lot of what Trump's doing, but I do see it as a lot of, it does seem like market manipulation a lot. So, but Bitcoin and crypto has kind of always been that way to some degree. And I feel like you just got to accept it. Like the meme coins that you buy, like, yeah, there's whales moving the price, right? You have to accept that. That's always how it's going to be.
I think every one of us has an NFT reserve.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Just waiting. We waiting.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping one day my space bud is worth as much as I paid for it so I can get it the fuck into somebody else's hands.
Dude, imagine if one day it is like, this is so dumb, but I know it very, 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 very minuscule amount of hope that it does. But imagine if like one space bud is like $50K.
That'd be great. I would sell instant. I'd do floor offer. I don't care which one I got. Take it.
It'd be hard to sell it like the big numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like the 5K, the 10K, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm debating selling one at 2K if it ever gets back to that. I would definitely probably consider selling it at 5K if it went up to that. It's just going to be hard, man, because I only bought 2. So if I sell it 2K, I lost 222 and then whatever fees are because I bought it 2222 and then I also bought it 5555. So it's just like I messed up. I don't know if they're ever going back to that.
Yeah.
But if they do, then they could also just jump to 50 at some point too. And I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking dumbass for not holding.
So obviously, if you're a believer in the coin or whatever it may be, the underlying asset, your best bet is to buy NFTs at like obviously the higher price ADA, but the lower amount of ADA.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only looking at the price of ADA or the cost of total ADA that I paid.
And then sell when it's in the shitter and get thousands, right? Like the biggest thing of this was like me buying a Ute, you know, when I had to buy one for like 500 Zol. You know what I'm saying? And or like you know, like I bought a couple for like 200 Zol at the time. And if you look at it now, if I would have kept that 200 Zol and just like sat on it, like that shit would be insane now.
Right. And that's kind of where I'm at, man, is like I paid 5,000 something ADA. And it's like, even if ADA were to go up and then I'd sell my thing for 1,000 ADA, it's like I would have been better off not have bought it at all and just held the ADA. So it doesn't make me happy that the overall dollar value might be more because I still screwed myself.
Is
you know what I'm saying?
70 Sol. Okay, I'm gonna look at that.
But Space Buds, I think it's just one or two wallets, right, that have been kind of pumping Space Buds.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I was buying Utes at like 170 to 200 a clip at like 5 of them, right now, each one of those would be with $25,000.
Damn.
If I would have kept that. So you're talking
Whew.
literally hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But look at this, dude. He swept 20.
Yeah.
He got it all the way from 500 to 750, 770. He single-handedly brought up that floor. That's crazy.
So mallards, yeah, there's people buying them.
People are buying mallards right now?
Mallards.
Look, I hope so, man. I bought one of my mallards for 500 as well. Another fucking horrible investment.
Oof. But I mean, Demios or whatever, he's been constantly doing something, right? He's been chatting in the community, doing other things. I don't know exactly what their plans are. I don't have a mallard myself.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with NFT projects, man. If the price isn't moving, I'm just not interested. Like, you could be building the best thing in the world, but if nobody's going to buy these NFTs, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll still, be watching Sneck more. Dude,
Nick,
I got rugged on
PFP,
freaking,
bro.
It's frustrating. I like my PFP. Like, I like Clay Nation, but, what is this? What's going on? Y'all made a meme coin, and now what? Y'all got Snoop Dogg. Y'all got a music video with Charles. Now what? Like,
well, the metaverse, right?
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, we do. We all want it.
Nobody wants it. They want the price to go up.
To $1 million,
nobody wants it. If it comes out and it's somehow cool, like, yes, if they could come out with something, with some sort of game that's actually fun, I'll give them the most credit in the world. I'll buy another one. I'll pump their bags. I'll play the game every single day on stream, but you have to bring something that's actually fun. The hype cycles of like, maybe this will be that, maybe this will be that, maybe somebody will buy it for more, like all that's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's disheartening. But like, dude, it's so nuts. So if we were doing 170, let's say on average times 5 is 850 Sol, right? Let's give or take. Right now, if I wanted to buy a Ute, it's 1.4 Sol.
Oh.
Per Ute. So even if I wanted to reinvest and sweep a floor, I could buy like 500 of these freaking things.
Oh. Man, that is disheartening.
It hurts, doesn't it?
Oh man, it hurts Ute soul.
Tell me, oh Jesus, tell me I didn't tell me I didn't learn anything like huge.
What is there to learn? You bought an asset that went down, like, like.
No, dude, it's so bad.
There's nothing to learn here other than don't buy NFTs. And next time when NFTs start pumping, everybody better start selling. If you really believe in this, I don't know. I don't believe in it anymore, like almost at all. Some of these things might turn into Pokemon cards. Some of these things might actually create real projects, but 99%, like this is like buying art and assuming that everybody in the world is going to value your art the same way that you do.
Right.
There's very few artists in the world that actually retain their value.
Beeple.
There's one, I guess, right?
I would say Beeple.
There's just a few, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We've bought so many projects, and when money dries up, those assets are the least likely to recover. People are looking for money to buy food, pay their bills, whatever it is. Nobody's caring about the random piece of art that you can't even put in your house and make your house look better. It's literally online.
Well, with some of them, you could.
You could buy a physical form of it,
Right, that's what I'm saying. You
but
can get like a print
again,
of it and
I
actually make it look nice.
but you don't even need to own the asset to do that.
Yeah, but how? Okay, but here's the thing: just for the sake of argument, right? What's the difference between these and PooCoin?
Well, a coin is like a lot more liquid.
Liquid poo?
Liquid poop. No, you know what I'm saying.
No, but you know what I'm saying. What is the big difference? Yes, I know that a meme coin I could sell at any given time. For this, I have to wait for an interested buyer. But as far as shit is shit is shit, that I mean, they're both in the same. If it was lakes of poo, they're lakes of poo beside each other. This and meme coins.
Yeah.
I mean,
Meme coins are just easier to play. There's a chart. You can see it. This is exactly what it's worth. This is exactly what you're going to get. Nobody has like a better one, a worse one. Like it's simplified. We all understand it. I think it's easy for people to follow. It's just better. All this other like, oh, I got a rare. Now I need to find a buyer and this and that. And like, let me look at traits. Like, it's just too much and it's not working.
yeah.
If it was working, I mean, that's the thing is money has to come in to make people want it. So you need whales. And if
Right.
whales aren't going to buy it, then there's nobody out there that's going to be like, oh, let me go look at a rare one. Let me go try to mint a rare. Let me go try to like gamble. Like there has to be whales. And right now, whales aren't putting their money into that. Whales have been putting their money into SNEC a little bit after it got listed on Kraken.
Yeah.
Which, cool. On the 25th, it got listed. We had
I think
a
that
little
is
pump.
cool. That's a huge thing.
It's a very huge thing. And I think SNEC is what, people should be paying attention to, if anything, right now, because it's still pretty low. It went up about, 20% or whatever from 0.4 to 0.5. So
Yeah.
it's not bad. We're not close to our all-time high quite yet. There's still a lot of room to be made. A lot of people are talking about going to a point, 0.01, so like 1 cent. That would be a double from here. It seems like a good play. I think it could probably go to 0.2 during like a really good market, maybe even like 0.3. But none of that is going to happen overnight. But at least SNEC is doing something every day.
Yeah.
We're not getting told, but like in the background, right? Like they're working. That Goofy Chris, that the fees are going to Burns. The supply is getting less and less. And I was thinking about this the other day too, because I thought that buying like SNEC burning its own supply was a new thing to crypto, because that's just like, in my head. And I've realized it's not new.
Yeah.
What was it, Netflix or was it Apple? I think it might have been Apple. I don't know. It was some company. It might have been Palantir even. I've been looking at too many companies. But these companies are talking about how they're actually excited to be buying back their own shares at much lower prices, because they can take so many shares off of the market and increase their price and make their shareholders happy. That's the same thing that SNEC's doing. That's the same thing that so many meme coins do.
Yeah.
Now, the only difference, I think, is that those companies can also sell their shares. I might be wrong about that. They might be able to either sell those shares or give it out in stock compensation for people. But with burning it, it's just gone, which I think is a next level of trust as well, though. That it can't be freshly diluted later on.
Yeah.
Unless you do a stock offering.
Yeah.
I pretty much just hold old money now. You are waiting for NFT sentiment to change. I am waiting for the collapse of paper currency. I just love the art and community, though. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like, I'm not hating on anybody who is like into, let's say, old money for this example, right? But if you think that you're going to make money off of old money, I think you're probably wrong. You could be right. In the short term, you've been wrong, right? Because you probably bought much higher. So, but if you bought it and you like what you bought and you bought it because of the art and because of, being a part of the community, then that's on you to decide, right? That's not up to me. I'm just here to try to help people make money and talk money, like how I'm kind of thinking about it. I don't give a fuck about the communities, about the art, about any of that. I'm just trying to make a dollar.
Yeah.
But Sneck is cool. Sneck's been, the Sneck energy and the other collaborations Sneck's come out with. The year of the Sneck was supposed to be this year as well. I mean, it's not even halfway through, so maybe. But I don't know. It's really sketchy. It's really hard to say, too, where it would be if Trump didn't do any tariffs. Like, where would the market be if he just kind of was chill?
Imagine if he just did the Doge thing.
Like, only did Doge?
Just focused 100% on the Department of Government Efficiency.
I don't know. That I'd be kind of annoyed if that was all he did. But
like actually did shit about it, right?
Yeah.
Shut some things down.
They've done some things about it, though. Like, he had Elon looking into it. You had, what's his name, Patesh or Patel or whatever his name is. They've been doing some good things. I like what RFK is doing with getting rid of the food dyes and the artificial flavoring inside of our food, which has been banned in Europe forever. There's a lot of really cool things that I like this administration for. But there's also, it's like every presidency is going to have its bullshit, It's like, yes, I voted for an evil person, but like the other person was also evil, or at least like malicious in the sense of they didn't have their mind together. I'm referring to Biden. I don't think Kamala knew what the hell she was doing. She was like a relief pitcher because all the other relief pitchers broke their arm. You know what I mean? She was thrown
She was
in.
the second baseman turned pitcher, bro.
Right. She was just trying to lob a ball over the plate to get the game over with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just praying that maybe she'd get a strike. So I feel like Trump had to come in, because Biden was just literally sleeping at the wheel.
Well, like, would you rather have a raging asshole who is a raging asshole, or would you rather have someone who seems like they're okay, but behind closed doors is a raging asshole?
Yeah.
I'd rather have the upfront raging asshole.
You know what you're going to get. And I was saying this too, like some of it's market manipulation, but a lot of it wasn't. When he said that he was going to do tariffs, he meant it. And if you look at all of Trump from the beginning of time, before he was even attempting to be president for the first time, he talked about how he agrees with tariffs and how if he was president, he would tariff people. He's never been different. And that was back when he was a Democrat, right? He's always been the same way. And if you look at what happens when you have tariffs, it causes conflict. It pisses people off. They don't feel like they should be paying these prices. It would make people think that inflation would come because it would raise prices. But if you raise prices too high, people don't buy, which causes deflation.
Right.
So it's kind of counterintuitive, but what we've seen just in this month is that we've actually seen negative inflation rates. So it's kind of convoluted, it's kind of complicated, but if you saw what happened last presidency, you saw with tariffs, you could have predicted that was going to happen and made a good amount of money shorting it. And I definitely failed doing that this time around. That's on me, though.
You know, Preparation H. Hell yeah. I also.
Is that from a show?
Preparation H?
Yeah, what's that?
So Preparation H is like hemorrhoid cream.
Oh, okay.
In it, have you ever watched Austin Powers?
Yeah. It's been a while, though.
Okay, because one of his things was like, oh, we've done preparation I through G or whatever. Now it's time for preparation H or whatever, and blah blah blah. It's just kind of funny. But like, have you seen the prices on stuff that was tarified?
Mm-mm.
There's some stuff rolling out in stores that's like, it shows you the tariff edition price to certain things.
Like, on Amazon, right? Or no?
There's Amazon, but then we got some on our gloves, like because we get nitrile gloves from like China or whatever. And so they gave us a price, but then on the outside of that, on the sticker this is tarified.
Okay.
So like it shows you what you paid in a tariff or whatever. And so I guess they're trying to be slick, just trying to show us the price of everything. But like, Well, okay, so that's fine. But where was this shit like 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Well, it just wasn't as prominent, right?
Like,
Like if it was 20%, it's like, why tell people that prices went up 20%? That's not going to make people happy. But if it goes up 145%, it's like, okay, well, now we should probably tell them, the price literally doubled, and we should tell them why, because they're definitely going to be upset.
for sure. But that doesn't make me upset at like the tariffs. It makes me want to find a different product. It makes me want to find something, I don't know, maybe we make here.
Well, I think it doesn't make you upset because you believe in some of it. But if you're a leftist or a blue party, that will make you upset. As soon as you see that, you'll be like, yup, I knew it. Fuck Trump, man. This is so dumb. Like, it gets you emotional. The left side's been emotional for the longest time. But I think logical people might think like, oh, like, yeah, I just need to find a different product. Like, I could just go to the Dollar Tree or something.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's American made or something that's not tariffed. Yeah, for sure.
And some of these things aren't produced here at all. So maybe there isn't another product right now.
Right.
And I think that's part of the issue. But right now, they're also trying to get a lot of our production sent over to India. So I think it's Apple who's trying to get labor done in India now. We're trying to get deals done in India. And Tesla is rumored to be opening up a few plants in India as well.
No shit.
Yeah, it's a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard.
Maybe with a new CEO. What do you think is
Right.
going to happen if they do get a new CEO?
I think that it won't happen, but yeah, I just don't think in any possibility it can happen. Not while Trump's in office either, because Trump will stick up for him and like, I don't know, do some sort of executive order to make it bullshit. Like, I'm serious. I think Trump loves this guy.
Well, yeah,
And
I think do I think he's a good guy? I don't know. I don't care. But like I think his company's doing some good things.
yeah,
And so everybody is like up in arms about it. I think if they lose him as CEO, it'll be very problematic for that price up there.
I think it's too late to do that. If you wanted to do that when he became a part of Doge, I could understand why. You don't typically want your CEO to be political. Alex Karp, who is the CEO of Palantir, is kind of an exception. But he was sticking up for, I forget which group, but it was like was it ISIS or Israel? One of those.
Something like that, yeah.
One of those, Palestine.
Like
I forget
Hamas,
what it
yeah.
all was. Yeah. And he kind of came out, squeaky clean from all the big opinions he had. But a newer company, he was, I think the majority of people also agreed with him and didn't like, it wasn't affecting them really. But Elon came out, and I feel like now if you were to try to get rid of Elon, you would be losing the supporters that you still have. And you've already lost the people who didn't want to support. So now you would just be losing even more support. I don't think it would regain trust from people who hated Elon.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a very bad move.
I don't know. It didn't thwart me away from like wanting a Tesla, I guess you would say.
Nope.
All of this stuff.
Tesla's, look, if you can create, like I said, if you can create a car that can actually drive you flawlessly from point A to point B, nobody's going to care who made that car. They're going to buy it.
Right.
It frees up so much of your time. It allows you to do whatever you want to do while you're in a car without having to worry about it. And if the prices can come down, filling up at the house as opposed to having to go to a gas station every night or every other, few days to fill up, that's just more convenience. So you're adding convenience on every single sector. Also, they have their own insurance. So you don't even have to find a company to do insurance with. Like, the whole product is extremely convenient.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm anxious to see kind of where we go from here. I mean, it's been like that for like a month almost. It seems like something is new every week. I'm kind of anxious to see what the market does from here because they have to lower rates, right?
Pretty much. I think we can go back to what was it? Is it FOMC tool? So bright screen, I know. 7th of May, we are nearly guaranteed to not do a damn thing. All right, that has increased by about 0.6% though in favor of lowering rates, but not enough to lower rates, I would say. So this meeting immediately is likely unchanged, but if we go just May, June, just 1 month out, so we're at 425 to 450. It's priced in that we lower rates in June, just 1 month away from now. Well,
Right.
a month and some change. That's not too bad. Now, it's not 100% guarantee by any means, but if you price this in, it's a 60.1% chance. No, a 61% chance.
Yeah.
That we lower rates by at least 0.25 basis points. Those are good odds.
I was going to say a 0.5, but that's just me.
A 0.5 would be over here, and that's rated very low odds of us doing that. But then if we go to July, you can see that it looks like we're going to be at 0.5 away just another month later. Or at the very least, be at that 0.25. So the odds, and you can keep doing this. You can keep checking out where people are pricing in, where people think we're going to be. So I don't know, man. We're at least lowering by 2 to 3 times this year. By 0.25 is what I would have to guess. If any of these get delayed, we might even have a 0.5 to maybe jump back and readjust quickly. Maybe if there's like a banking crisis or something like that, who really knows in the future. But rates are going to be coming down. And when rates come down, I think Hugs was saying this too, once they start cutting rates, the sentiment will change fast. And he's right. Because it's forward projecting. The market's always forward projecting. These rates that are being cut, we're not going to see the effect of them like actually happening right away. But people will start pricing that into stock earnings and what future banks are going to lend out and companies buying, all sorts of assets. So it's going to spark a large influx of money once that does start to happen. And it's right around the corner, even though in 6 days, we're likely going to be told nothing has changed.
Right, told nothing.
Right? But people are going to be anticipating it. So people are going to front run the market again. Like, I have a feeling this is the opposite of sell in May, go away. I have a feeling May is going to be a good month because people will be anticipating June, July, September.
Yeah. My wife is going to be coming in the door. My dog is going to absolutely howl. So if I go on mute for a little bit, just hang tight.
All good. Yep. So that's pretty much all I've been looking at. I made small play on SoFi earlier. I made $1 off of my option. Let's go.
That's the way to do it.
Yep. I bought a week-long option, and I just really expected SoFi to go crazy. They had amazing earnings. They're up like 35% revenue year over year. So that was cool. They shot up too. If you look at the price, they shot up on earnings date. Go to a week, right up here on earnings. We're at 13, and then boom, and then we came right back down. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why it happened. So I'm just continuing to add down here. When you see a company continuously doing well, and for what I think is no reason the company's falling, I'm just going to continue to buy. You can't convince me that this company is not killing it. It can't be done. I think these are the companies I like the most too. This was happening with Palantir when I got big into Palantir. Palantir kept falling and falling and falling, and I just kept buying. They kept doing better and better with earnings, and then boom, Palantir went to 125. Have I ever used SoFi? Yeah, so I use SoFi for my own student loans. I don't use them on a daily basis, though. I don't use their tech platform. I don't use them to invest. I don't use them for crypto, never have. But I just watch the company as far as their balance sheet, as far as how many customers they're getting quarter over quarter. And I don't know. I like what I see. They're also doing big partnerships with Blue Owl. So I think they got something like $6 billion in capital from Blue Owl in the last 2 months. So I like where they're going, but I don't personally use all of the platforms that they have to offer. I also don't use any of their credit cards or any of the offerings like that.
Do you have a credit card?
I do. It's I don't even know what it is. I have to Capital One.
Capital One? Ugh.
Yep.
Disgusting.
I got that platinum card, baby. You throw it on the table,
Ooh,
that shit,
there you
boom.
go.
Yep.
Dinner's on me, guys. No.
Bang. I get that 2% fly miles.
Do you ever use it? Do you use it?
Yeah. Yeah. My fly miles I can use to fly, or I can use it on Amazon. So like I don't remember what it was, but the signing bonus was like if you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months, you get like triple the bonus points or whatever the fuck it was. And I went hard on it. Because I had a good job at the time. I had my brand new job after getting it. So I took some money from it. I bought new clothes because I didn't really splurge on nothing, but I had a new job. So I was like, all right, I'm going to look good for the new job. Bought new clothes. I don't even remember what else I spent it on. I might have bought a video game, probably invested a lot. Fadi, what's up, homie? Happy birthday, buddy. You missed the live. In case I'm looking at the girls. Hey, it's all good, man. It's your birthday. Live it up. Have a Modelo.
So you pay it off every month then, or no?
Yeah. I log in manually and I just see what I owe and I just pay it 100%, like whatever it is. I don't like paying the 1.5% or 3% interest on the money or whatever. Nah, I pay it off right away. I get my points, so it's just as if I use cash, but I'm making money back.
Someone gave you $100 in Bitcoin about 2 years ago. It didn't check it until recently. All the money had been taken in fees for being inactive. Yeah, that's true.
Damn.
You got a dormant fee, buddy.
Legacy banking?
Get wrecked.
That's horrible. Happy birthday, Fadi. Let's go, Fadi. So yeah, I don't use SoFi. Was the Bitcoin in SoFi? Is that why you bring it up? Because SoFi is not legacy banking. I'm assuming it's not. Also, SoFi had their tech platform taken away. Not their tech platform, their crypto platform taken away during the Biden administration, and they've been actively pushing to get that back. So once they do that, I think they're going to make a lot more revenue. That's priced in, or rather not priced in too. Damn, it was SoFi that took your money? That's crazy.
So you're rubbing salt in the wound every single time you buy more stock? Andrew's like, son of a bitch.
Like, fuck you, man. You kidding me? They took my Bitcoin, bro. You're just going to give them money?
You're a bitty boy.
It's like hanging out with the dude who cheated on your wife.
Yeah. It's my wife's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
He's cool, though. He pays for my beer, man. He's cool.
He pays for all my beer and my taquitos.
Yeah.
Living my best life.
He keeps her occupied while I'm playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, you guys go do whatever.
I got to get my KD up, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hating on his picks. Yeah, that's true. I get it.
What other picks you hate on, huh? Because it's really only SoFi and Palantir that I've been huge on outside of crypto.
Which makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
Tesla's kind of like going through it right now, so.
Tesla, I haven't even really been adding to, though. I bought Tesla before I really even started doing YouTube. Like, I'm up a 3x right now on Tesla, and I was up, at one point like a 6x or a 7x, but I kept averaging in, which is why it's only a 3 now. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of negative sentiment around Tesla. I've been getting nervous. Tesla, man, I'm not even a really big Tesla fan either, to be honest. Self-driving in 10 years, maybe. I think the cars are fine. Just the company, like owning them as a company right now, I think is really risky. Here you go, bankrupt if he pays for my beer. Fadi, how much do you spend on beer a day? I also wonder, because Fadi's ripped, by the way. Fadi's jacked. I wonder how he would look if he didn't drink beer. Like, Fadi, you'd probably be like Olympian medal right now or some shit.
Dude, he does different things to different people. Like, sure, it can bloat some people out, but like if he's like ripped, I mean, depending on his metabolism, you know what I mean? He could still maintain.
Oh no, he can easily maintain. That dude is jacked.
Fadi, I think he's always lit, bro, a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Always a couple beers deep, which I like.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Fadi and I have some good conversations.
No, I like Teslas. They seem like a minimalist car, right?
Calorie surplus. Yeah.
They say not all like fancy smancy, a whole shit ton of buttons or like whatever, which is nice considering I drive like an Elantra right now and it has so many buttons. I'm just like, please get me out of this car. And I don't like any of it.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been driving at work, parking cars. There's a car, what is it? The Lucid? Is it Lucid? I want to say it might be Lucid, but they drive just like Teslas. Like the model is almost just like them. You swipe the card on the side of the door to get in. Like
Yeah.
they're basically copying the entire model. So when I see stuff like that, it just makes me think knockoff, and whoever the original is probably the superior product.
Right.
But as far as Elon getting into politics, that really fucked everything. As far as, China not really liking Elon, that's going to fuck a lot. It's just not looking too great in the short term. But
because Elon doesn't like China because of the AI stuff, stealing, information and other things like that, and technology and other things.
I'm
And
not saying he's in the wrong.
well, no, for sure. I'm just trying to explain it as much as I can, just in case anybody doesn't know.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a huge feud between, Elon's AI in China, and China is getting like cocky about it, but he's like, show me their self-driving cars.
Yeah.
And have they not taken from our ideas,
That was what we talked about last time too. China's been taking ideas from Europe too.
Right.
And from small businesses. Like China's just one of the largest scam companies in the world, or countries in the world.
Yeah.
They scam, they lie, they steal. I just can't trust them.
A government is a company though.
Yeah. When I say company, it still makes sense.
I mean, really, it still makes sense. I followed you 100% of the way.
Yeah, they're their own company, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of interested. Everybody's waiting to see what these tariffs do. I don't know. I can't get a good read on it. You know what I mean?
It's more so about the deals too, because there was a deal the other day talking about how India is close to a deal, and then there's like Europe who's close to a deal, and this is close to a deal, and I don't even know if we actually are. These are just headlines, right? And things that Trump is saying. But then, Trump was like, oh, I think we're 2 weeks away from a deal with China. And then you have the Chinese president coming out and he's like, I haven't even talked to Trump yet. Like, what is he talking about? And it's like, do I believe the liar or do I believe the liar? Like, I don't know who to believe, man.
The truth is always somewhere in the middle, right?
Yeah. I think what Trump is saying is, I haven't talked to him, but likely we have a good offer and I think he'll like it. So like probably in 2 weeks, I think he's kind of like jumping the gun, trying to keep people from freaking the hell out because everyone's watching the market so heavily.
Yeah.
The art of being close to a deal. Yeah.
The art of being close to a deal. That's pretty good. I like that. I never heard that.
That's funny.
It's kind of fun. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. Do I think Trump's doing a good job? I don't know.
They always say too, right? When they compare presidents, that they have to compare them to other presidents, and usually the rewards are, what is it? Not accommodations or maybe accomplishments.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is, but they give them credit far after their presidency because all of the benefits usually come after.
Right.
And what Trump's doing, we're not going to see a lot of the benefits until, TSMC, who's building and I want to say, I don't know if it's New York or I forget what they're building, but they're building a semiconductor plant in America, right? To get more chips made in America,
right?
Bypass tariffs, yada, yada, American made, right? That's not going to we're not going to feel that until maybe 2 years from now.
Right.
Maybe sooner. And they did start building instantly, which is amazing. That's what I like to hear. But is it built yet? No. Do they have people hired yet for it? No. So we're not going to know for a few years. And then that's just one company. We have a bunch of other companies. We have Apple going to India. We have Tesla potentially going to India and like moving away from China. All that's going to take time. And we're not going to know if that's beneficial for a few years.
I mean, we'll see. Like, it's like, I don't know. I think he's doing a better job than his first term. I think he has more knowledge, believe it or not. Like, before it was just kind of like getting his feel and like he thought, oh, I'm going to get so much stuff done. Well, there was a lot of bureaucratic nonsense and, people he felt like he had to kiss their ass to get things done, because as much as the president wants to get things done, if you don't have the senators and, the people that vote on these things, if you don't have their confidence or they don't want to deal with you, they're not going to vote for your shit. They're not going to pass it through legislation.
Right.
So it's like now he's just kind of saying, well, fuck it, it's my way or the highway, right? Neither you can get on board or ship up or ship out, right? Essentially. And so, I think he's doing a better job as far as getting things done, but I just want to see how effective this stuff is, right? Like,
so I agree with you for the first term as well, because he was trying to balance his own ego and I guess confidence in what should and shouldn't be with other people's opinions. But I think it's because he had hope of probably getting another 4 years. But now that this is the last time he can run, unless the laws change, which he's trying to do, which is kind of funny, like whatever, maybe not, probably not, whatever, right? Realistically, this is it for him. So what does it matter if he pisses off literally everybody in his way?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. There's no way in hell he's actually going to get that bill passed. There's no way in hell he's actually going to get another 4 years after this. I don't see it.
Yeah. I don't know.
So you might as well go out with a bang, right? Like, this is what I want to do. Screw you, screw you, screw you. But at the same time, it's going to cause a little bit of pain. It's going to piss some people off. People are going to withdraw. They're going to try to throw their own tantrums. Yeah. And now he's trying to back off a little bit,
Yeah. We got another 3.5 years, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I just, as far as crypto goes, like, again, everybody's still picking at Charles, a lot, and governance and stuff like that, which, I mean, makes sense or whatever. But, oh my God, dog.
The first 100 days last time was just talking about how big his inauguration was.
Yeah.
He does like to boast. He's a very boastful person. And now all he's done is, well, he's done a lot, but, all the time I hear him when he's on and doing his speeches, he's just like, none of this would have happened if Sleepy Joe.
If he wasn't asleep at the wheel. Yeah, just like fucking Jesus. It's like, I get it, dude. Like,
we wouldn't have went to war if I was here, but weak men in office, this is what it leads to. And it's just like, okay.
I mean, I get it, but the thing is like, finish the shit with Ukraine and Russia, bro. Yeah. Or truly be done with it. I don't know. Be done with it.
Yep. Well, right? Putin declared a truce, right?
I don't know yet, but they're talking about, like, well, Trump was talking about, I guess, which is like whatever, how he wants, like, he said Putin does want to end the war. I should do a whole stream of Trump accents. Jesus, it'd be tiring, right? I couldn't.
Bitcoin's gonna be great.
Bitcoin's going to the moon. That's what I heard. Elon's taking it. SpaceX, absolutely wonderful.
He's a great guy. The best guy.
He's my guy. I chose him. And so I think, I don't know. I will say, like, he is a madman for sure.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
And I would just like to see how real he is if it was like one-on-one, just having to sit down, having a beer, right?
He seems pretty real. I mean, he was on the Nelk Boys podcast. He did the Joe Rogan podcast. He'll talk to anybody who comes up to him with a mic. He talks right into it on the spot, off the cuff, constantly.
Yeah.
I think he is who he is. Like, I don't think he's hiding or playing a character. I think he is who he is.
Do you think he's fucking crazy in real life?
Yes. Dude, he married what was it? She was like Miss America or something like that, or Miss Russia. Or I don't know what she was, but gave her citizenship. Now they're together. Like, he is who he is, bro. I don't think he's ever been different. Like I said, even when he was a kid, like a younger 30-year-old man, Right. He was talking about the fact that he believes we should tariff people before he even thought about being president. This dude has never switched up.
Right. Yeah, he hasn't switched. I think that it's just going to be interesting, and I don't know what's going to be after this. You know what I mean?
Who knows, man? I think it really is going to depend on sentiment after these next 2 years. If this can go away, markets can continue to recover, and he stops pissing off other countries because he got what he wanted in the short term, and now he can just focus on golfing or some shit, and he calms down, starts taking some Prozac or something. Like, I think it'll be all good. And then maybe we get JD Vance next, because a lot of people are starting to open up to that guy,
Yeah,
or
they're saying Ocasio-Cortez, right? The chick from New York, AOC. They said she might run.
for Republican or Democrat?
Democrat. She's a Democrat.
I don't know her.
AOC is.
Okay.
I would AOC them titties, that's for sure.
Ayo.
Heyo, heyo. Okay, but anyway, that's enough of that, Senator. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to see what happens after this election. You know what I mean? Like after Trump is president and stuff like that. Like
It's too far down the line to even think about.
right.
Praying Newsom doesn't run. No,
Yeah.
Newsom's kind of shot.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
Really,
California is its own country essentially, and so I don't think he would get the Democratic vote. I don't think.
I don't think so either. That's what I'm saying. I think he's shot. I don't think a lot of even Democrats respect him.
Like I think, regardless, the sentiment is like California is so screwed up, right? And only Californians believe that it's not screwed up. You know what I'm saying? The tried and true Californians.
Yeah.
And
There's just so much government spending or state spending by California that's screwing all those taxpayers on stuff that nobody really wants.
Right. Like I remember when I was out there, there was a garbage tax, there was water tax. We got like taxed for using the grocery stores like grocery bags.
Yeah, that's some England type shit. They make you bring your own bags, or you pay 5 cents per bag.
Right. I'm like, yeah, no, thank you.
Oh, you're in San Diego?
Nice. Hugs.
Okay.
I was in San Diego for a little while. I DJ'd for 91X. So
nice.
That was a good time.
That sounds like a good time. Yeah, being a DJ sounds awesome.
Yeah, Live 105. That and Live 105 in San Francisco.
Hell
but
yeah.
like it was so crazy. Like all the taxes that were happening at that time. I was just like, this is so dumb.
Trying to bring it back to conspiracy theories. Setting up the LA 2.0. What is that? Is that you're talking about America would become LA? If America becomes LA, bro, I'm moving. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I am not walking my girlfriend on a leash so that she can pee in the grass. Like, I'm not doing all this shit, bro.
You don't have to. It all depends on who you match with on Bumble or whatever.
All right. Well, I'm not bringing my kid to a park where some girl's on a leash peeing in the grass.
Oh, yeah, of course not.
Okay. Like, man, LA went too far, man.
They're all weird.
They are. They should just branch off, bro. Just have the earthquake kill off all the Californian people. Not kill them. Just push them into the ocean.
All right.
Just push them. Just push them into the ocean. Not kill them. All right. That's not what I meant. Just push them into the ocean. They'll be their own little continent.
Yeah.
It's a fire-related thing. What? Oh, the LA 2.0.
Yeah. LA riots and shit.
Yeah.
You can listen to it on Rage Against the Machines.
On 91X.
91X, yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know who would run for president. I don't know who.
Andrew, you're cool, all right? As long as you ain't a part of all that. You're cool.
Yeah, you walk in your girl dog having her pissing bushes in front of little kids, your little perv.
But then she stands up in the shower like, come on, man, you ain't really role playing.
That's not really real. That's not real. Yeah. I love 91X too. It was very good. I got 34 minutes of uninterrupted airtime every Thursday on the 6 mix. So it was me and this other DJ, Party Ben. And so this was like 2005 all the way to 2006. So until I met my wife, she ruined everything. Just kidding. She didn't ruin everything. She was good.
Brutal.
She brought me stability, bro.
You guys took a turn with that one. Hey, my bad, man. California and the crazy left people and the blue hair people and the trans people, they just get to me, bro. They just get to me.
I actually got booted out of a Discord for a video game that I got alpha access to that I didn't even play because this turned me off so bad. And so I was in there asking questions, just normal dude questions. And this person with like a furry profile picture was like, nice NFT profile pic, gag me. And I was like,
hilarious.
I was like, all I said was like, thanks a lot, even though I know you're making fun of me. You know, I get shit on all the time because I have this thing in Web 2.0 or whatever. Keep in mind, this is like a furry person that's making fun of me. And so, like, then they were trying to do like, oh, I said, they were going on in the chat like about being trans or whatever. And like, oh, you know, I'm taking these shots, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bruh, stop. And they were like, oh, you don't like trans people? What are you, transphobe? And then one of the mods who worked for Bungie, because it was for Marathon or whatever, was like, this won't be tolerated or whatever. And I didn't know it was a mod or whatever, and I didn't care anyway. But I was like, I told him, like, calm down. My wife's boyfriend is trans. Relax or whatever. And then got immediately banned. And it was just like, bro, as weird as people in crypto can be, I think people like in the gaming sphere are even more weird. And I didn't know this.
Yep.
But a lot of them have weird ideologies, man.
I know. I'm a
From
part
the
of
people who create the games to the people that play the games. It's really foreign.
The Super Smash Brothers Melee and the Super Smash Brothers, it's either Ultimate or 4, whatever the newest one is. A lot of them are trans. And I just don't say my opinions around those people because I just know they're just going to hate me. And the thing is, too, I was talking to my friend about this because he's a part of the community, too. But like me and him are like extremely straight, you know, in comparison anyways. And so like we just don't agree. But I don't know if all trans people are like that crazy angry about, you know, straight men and like not understanding or caring about like calling you a woman or calling you a man or like any of that other like political shit. Like, I just want you to go live your own life and I just want to be left out of it. I don't want to be told how I have to look at you or talk to you, or I don't care at all. I think you're sick and I think you need help, but like, I'm not going to say that to you. I just want to be left alone. Do you know what I mean?
And that's what I was doing. Like, I was in a gaming thing for general chat asking questions, dude. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, trans and trans this and trans that. And it doesn't freak me out, man. I've seen plenty of trans people, but it's like, dude, I play video games to get away from this shit. All the political shit, all the like, you know, it's like an escape. But now my escape is becoming some sort of weird thing. So I'm like literally just avoiding that game.
Yep.
Just because of that interaction right there.
It's the far left, and then there's also like the far right. So like with Andrew Tate, we'll say, right? He was like the far right, like extra masculine, fuck what anybody thinks, like, you know, you got to treat women like this. You know, that's like way too far to the right. And that's why a lot of people don't like the right side and masculinity nowadays. But there's like a balance within that. And then the same thing with the left side is there's like these people who cross dress or they're transgender and they like almost force you to have like you better respect me because my life's been so hard and my emotions and this and that. And it's like, well, you know, there's a middle ground to that. Just because you feel upset doesn't have anything to do with how the rest of the world has to portray you, and you should be okay with that. Like, you have to understand that just life is life. So, and I also think that there's a lot of people that are taking these people and they're forcing them into situations. So with like the Tesla protests, for example, a lot of those were found out to be paid for by Democratic organizations. And the people who have supported the Democrats to, a blind degree, a lot of them were trans. So I don't even think that trans people are necessarily an issue. I just think they're being manipulated by an organization, or a small amount of them are. And you put it onto social media and it blows up and the whole world sees it. And now you have a lot of people that are against trans or whatever because you took advantage of them and then blew it up on social media. Yo, what's going on, Devo?
He walked in at just the right time. My dog's going freaking crazy. I'm like, shut up. And all she does is just keep barking. Hate this dog.
Yeah. But I really do. I think it really boils down to social media as well being a big issue, because we only, like, I don't know too many trans people that I talk to on a daily basis. Like, I've talked to a few, and all the trans people that I've ever talked to, I've actually been really cool with. They haven't been rude to me. They haven't demanded like crazy things. They haven't acted weird. They've just been normal people. But then you go online and you see all these crazy people with blue hair, like burning down Teslas and attacking, random people in their vehicles. And you're just like, wow, trans people must be crazy. And then the same thing, you see like some like on the right side, you see some like Andrew Tate type of person. And you're just like, oh, wow, like masculinity is like, really toxic. People just need to calm down. Like, men are bad. And it's like, no, it's just that you saw one dude. I saw one trans person. Like, we're just not getting the best of each other.
Yeah, you didn't say dude there either.
Because I don't know.
So when people say trans woman, from what I'm understanding, that is a guy transitioning to a girl. Because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it meant a trans woman, it's a woman transitioning to a man, or whether it was a man transitioning to a woman. And I guess it's a man transitioning to a woman.
Okay.
I don't know. We never had these things. I didn't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really care to know. I think everybody should live their own life, and you shouldn't care what I think. Like, every day I wake up, I think about what I'm going to do. You should wake up. You should think about what you're going to do, and it shouldn't matter what you think about me, and it doesn't matter what I think about you. I can live my life just fine. Need a harmony in life, bringing it full circle to astrology now.
Oh, Jesus. I'm an Aries, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if harmony sounds great, but there's never been harmony in life. So I don't even think that's the answer. I think you can find your group of people that you get along with, and you stay with that group of people. Like, you don't need to be rude or angry or act a certain way to another group, but just find a group of people that you feel comfortable with, and that's your people. You don't need to do anything else.
Speaking of your people, can we get a dating update?
Dating update? All right. Hold on, let me read what Andrew said. Crazy, nuts people of all orientations, religions, everyone do them and leave me out of it too. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, this is my thing too, is a lot of like the trans side will get really angry at random strangers on the side of the street for not agreeing with them. And it's like, this is a random person. I don't expect straight people to agree with me, like, let alone somebody who has some crazy other ideology that I don't even think about on a daily basis. But anyways, that's besides the point. If you're gonna, chop off your genitalia and become something, and you have to be 100% okay with that. And if somebody challenges you on that, you need to be so okay with it to where that doesn't bother you. Like, when I used to smoke weed a lot, and I quit, I start. You probably heard it a million times on here. But when I'm around people who are still smoking weed, like, it doesn't bother me at all. They'll ask me to hit it. I'll be like, oh, no, thank you, I'm good. They'll question me on it. Like, oh, I think it helps with this. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not judging them. Like, I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm comfortable with myself saying no. I'm comfortable with somebody telling me I'm ugly. I'm comfortable with all of it. I don't care. You just need to be comfortable with yourself. And when you react in these like literal outbursts of anger, it's very obvious that you're not comfortable with who you are. You're seeking attention and appreciation.
He, him, MFer. Classic.
But yeah, the dating. So I was talking to this new girl. She just really pissed me off lately. Maybe some of y'all can Plenty of people hate how I live my life, but just don't give a fuck. Exactly. A lot
Yeah.
of people judge me for what I do too. They're like, bro, you sit in the basement and you talk on a podcast with 5 people. Like, you're wasting your life. Like, why do you do this? Why do you do that? It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe check out my bank account. Maybe, I don't know.
It's my
Maybe,
outlet, bro.
right. Like check out, my biceps. Like, I've been working out. Like,
Right.
I have time to do things that I value more than, whatever you're doing. But it is what it is. It doesn't bother me. I don't even go down that route. But no, so I've been going on these dating apps, like I said on the last one, and I had a bad date or whatever, just like she was just kind of crazy, and but recently, I found this girl who would hit me up like a bunch of texts back and forth, and we would go back and forth for like a week. Show the guns. Oh, bro, they ain't even that big. Bro.
Woo, flex on them.
Big, bro.
Ooh,
They're really not.
Don't hurt them.
They're really not, but they're gonna get there. But she'd be like, let's go out and do this, right? And then I'd be like, yeah, cool, that sounds good. And then about 8 hours would go by with no reply, no nothing. And then she hit me up out of nowhere and just be like, hey. And I would be like, well, no. Like, let's go back. No, hey, like, what happened? You said let's do this, and then you didn't do it. And then she like literally wouldn't explain it, wouldn't talk about nothing. She wouldn't even like be like, oh, I just forgot. Like, not even give me a fake excuse. Just literally kept it moving. And she did that like 2 to 3 times. And I was just like, okay, like, I'm good. It was nice meeting you. Like, good luck or whatever. And then she said, you too. And I was like, all right, cool. And then let it be. And then this morning she hits me up. She's like, are you still mad at me? I was like, I was never mad at you. You just don't have what I want. And so I'm moving on. And she was like, well, what do you want? And I was like, honesty and respect. And then, you sound like a side piece, homie, red flag. Exactly. That's why I was like, I don't deal with that. Like, and I'd only been talking to this girl for a week. So like, no feelings are hurt if I just move on. Right. So that's why I was just like, all right, I'm good. Like, peace. And then she hit me up. She's like, why you like, she was like, well, I don't think it's a big deal that we don't have honesty and respect yet. And I was like, yeah, I know. And that's why I'm going to move on. Cause I do think that's a fucking big deal. Like, you don't need to like, yes, sir. I'll do whatever you say, sir. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you didn't have any respect to tell me that you weren't going to hang out. You didn't have any respect for my time. You didn't have respect to explain yourself. And you weren't honest about any of it because you didn't want to say it either. So like, both of them are missing. And you don't need to have respect as like a relationship. You need to have respect as a human being. Like, I have respect for your time. Like, I'm going to tell you like, hey, we're not going to do the podcast this Wednesday for whatever reason. So I'm not left out waiting and you're not left out waiting. Like, it's just a respect for a human being.
Right.
Right. Respect should be there from day one. Amen. I believe that too. So I had to let her go. And it was unfortunate because I did spend about a week every day, like a few hours talking to this person, like both literally on the phone and voice messages and like texts. So like, it was a little unfortunate that it happened, but hey, better a week than a month. Better.
Could you imagine 2 months? Like, you guys saw each other once, and then like 2 months later, it's out of like, not out of the blue, but like whatever you've been building or something. And it was like, hey, I need money. Can you imagine that?
I don't give people money.
Yeah, I know.
That's never going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take you out on a date. I'll pay for your date. Like, I'll pay for the food. But I mean, I'm not just going to give you money, especially if I haven't even met you in person. And that was my thing with her too, is like, how old am I turning on Saturday? I'm going to be turning 32.
So young. Just a baby.
I hope so. I feel like half my life is over, bro.
No, it's not. Not even close, dude.
64? If I live to 64, that's an average life.
No, it's not. Where are you from?
No? What is it? Hold on. Let's Google this.
It's well into the 70s, man. What are you talking about?
What is the average lifespan? I'm curious. Maybe it is 78.
Bro, you have so much more time.
Okay, so I'm like 40%.
And that's just in America. You know, and you're not even obese.
Nah. All right. We'll see. We'll see. Damn. Does that mean I'm old?
What's the average lifespan of a white male in Georgia that's not obese? break it down. You're gonna live to
What is
like
the average
110, bro.
lifespan of non-obese people? Is all right. That's we got to actually do some reading on that. Never
Yeah.
mind. I'm not reading. Fuck that. Plus, I don't want to know. I don't want no crystal ball.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Would
have a
you rather
lifetime.
want to know when you die or how you die?
Neither. But do I have to pick one though?
You have to pick one.
I have to pick one. Ooh. I'll say when.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to. Because let's say I know it's from skydiving, right? I'm just never gonna go skydiving.
That's not true. You could get hit by a skydiver.
Okay, so it's like monkey paw type shit where you don't like
Correct.
really know.
You can't avoid it.
It's
It's gonna happen.
78-year-olds weigh 400 pounds. Damn. Oh wait, you're in Georgia. You good? What does that mean?
Florida's fucking crazy. What that means? He said he's from Florida. Average life might be 64.
Oh, okay. I see. Is it like a drinking water type of thing?
No, it's Florida's freaking crazy. Just look up Florida man and your
Oh,
birthday.
yeah, I know about all that.
Yeah,
The
a
gators.
naked dude murdered somebody on my birthday.
Happens, man. You're just
Yeah,
getting out of the shower. You're in a shower. You're starting to get mad because the water's hitting you in a certain
he
way.
was roaming the streets, dude. He had his dong out.
Damn.
Murdering people.
Damn.
So yeah.
But yeah, the dating thing's going good, man. Like I'm matching with a whole lot more people than I thought I would be. Like I feel like I'm connecting with people on a level that's a little bit just better than what I thought, But that one person was just a bad vibe for me. Florida man headlines are crazy. They are crazy. But I've been learning something new from every girl that I've met. And so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I looked up a little bit of stoicism the other day too, because I found myself getting really mad that this person was like fucking with me and wasting my time. And I was like, I'm getting mad at somebody who I know is temporary in my life. And like, I know that that's not healthy and I have other things to focus on in my life. And I just couldn't bring myself to focus on anything besides me being mad at myself for not cutting her off earlier and also for being mad at her. So I looked into a bit of that and I started doing a little bit of journaling. So I started writing down my thoughts and like what's going through my head. And I realized that I'm learning something new from like every girl. The first girl was like, okay, you need to shoot for a bit higher quality of women.
Dude, maybe not to start out with, but yeah, sure.
Right. Well, I mean, I was just accepting everything, right? Like she was complaining about literally every single person that she'd ever met. She didn't have a job. She lived in a house that was falling apart and her floor was like muddy. Like, it was bad. It was literally everything was bad. Me and my girl split for 6 months. Dating apps are awful these days. Go meet girls in real life. But I agree with that. I just don't know how. Like, I don't know where to go. Like, I'm not into bars. I don't drink. I work. I mean, I don't know where else I would meet people like in real life. Yoga classes are great. I thought about yoga. I thought about it.
But are you a yoga dude?
I'm not flexible, but I could be, right? Like I need to try.
Yeah, it's something you got to work on, right?
Right. Like you're not going to go do your first workout and be ripped. So
yeah,
I thought about yoga.
It's hard to like meet somebody naturally nowadays. You know what I mean?
It is. So I was talking to my friend about this yesterday too. Maybe y'all can help me on this too. Because I assume if we match on a dating app, then you're trying at least to get to know me a little bit, but like you're probably also cool with going on at least one date in person to figure out, like, is this worth it or not? Right. So how soon is too soon to ask to go out on a date when both people have already agreed that the other is attractive? Like you've matched.
I don't know. Like
always followed by pickle play.
Okay.
I see you. I've never played pickleball. I'd be down though. I'd be down.
Pickleball seems so like semi-relaxed compared to tennis.
Yeah.
Because the ball doesn't travel with a whole lot of velocity, right?
It
seems extremely manageable.
Yeah. I also looked up some things online. I looked up if there was like speed dating in the area just so I could like get a bunch of people and like get their vibe down. But I don't know if that's actually if people have success with that or if that's just like a weird thing that fucking loners do to try to like not be lonely. You cut off, by
I
the way.
think it
There
could
you go.
be that. The big thing is, if you look at it, I think speed dating was really big in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And then all of a sudden it was like, it became rough for guys, I think, or whatever. There was too many women and not enough guys. And the women were being very particular about what their rules were and all this other stuff. It was just a shit show, essentially.
I mean, that's Tinder, right?
You
That's
know, but
all these dating apps too.
you could do a meetup. You could do like meetups, bro. Like you could do be part of like a community or something like that. Like if you have a hobby or like whatever it may be, like there could be multiple people there.
I'd be scared of stalkers at speed dating. I don't
Nah,
know, like women stalkers, or like you'd be scared to come across as a stalker.
women stalkers.
Honestly, just focus on your hobbies, and it'll eventually naturally, if you're receptive and not thirsty chasing.
I will say that, but like
Fair enough, but like at the same time,
you
like
do have to do some work.
right, like most of my hobbies are indoors. Like I don't play sports anymore. Like I went golfing the other day, but even then, like golfing is like you and a few buddies. Like there's nobody to meet there. There's the girl who drives around on a golf cart,
And
you know?
yeah, she's just trying to sell you alcohol, but
Right.
still, it's like even then. I mean, there is that where it can happen in your natural habitat. It's very rare, but like you still have to put in work, but not come across as like thirsty, right?
Yeah, you still have to walk up and approach people.
Right.
Like you
But
still have to put yourself out there.
I will say it's a numbers game, man.
Also learn astrology.
That is true. Those fucking girls are so hot, though.
Yeah.
On the whole, if a girl is in astrology, generally she's pretty cute. It's what I'm understanding. But I gotta go pick up my daughter.
All good. We'll see. We'll have another weekly update. We'll see where the hell I'm at.
Yeah. No, you gotta put yourself out there, right? Like, yes, I think you should be doing something natural and have your own hobbies. That way it doesn't take up all your time or like whatever.
Right.
But like for sure, like you still have to do something because girls aren't always going to be into what you are. And if they are, maybe they're swinging the other way. You know what I mean?
I'd be down to try out some softball again, get back in the old baseball type shit.
Oh, that'd be funny.
That'd be fun.
Join a no, it's still going to be on Wednesdays, Hugs. But like I had to work on Wednesday, so we had to choose between Tuesday and Thursday, and I was like, Thursday works out perfectly.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
all right, guys. Yeah, I'll let y'all go. I'll let you go pick up your kids.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Clean. Appreciate everybody for showing up. Hugs, Andrew, Fadi. All y'all are the goats. Appreciate y'all. And remember to get outside, see your family, see your friends. Here to make more money so we spend more time with them. Until next time. Peace.